Hello, I'm Daniel Audritt. I'm here with Raphael Wakefield at
Hello.
Edinburgh Fringe 2019. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing alright.
How's your Fringe going so far?
It's good. We're halfway through. I've got ill.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Did you have a day off?
This is my day off.
Oh, really? Because that's usually what happens as soon as you have a day off.
And I
everything
just
catches up.
collapse.
Yeah.
But it's good, yeah. It's all growing and happening well.
Is this your first Fringe, or have you done a few?
Oh, I've been in the odd sketch show here and there. I did one show that I was very proud of, my friend John, that got no reviews. But this is my first show that I've done as me.
As you. And so you've done a few times. What's your funniest Fringe experience at the times you've been here?
I am, well, I don't know if I have one, and
that's a worrying thing to
that's
say.
That's right, exactly. No, I mean, I've seen many very, very funny shows,
yeah.
but I feel like maybe that
that
kind of thing where it's like, what's the craziest thing you've done? It makes me feel quite like I'm an old man, clearly trapped in a young man's body, because I've clearly wasted my youth.
So you're 24, right?
I'm 24, and
you started
not a lot of shenanigans to report, I have to say.
I do think that people are becoming more sensible at the Fringe as time goes on.
Well, it's interesting that, because actually, I was speaking to a couple of other comedian friends about this the other day, and where previously there was like peer pressure to like go out, now there's sort of peer pressure to self-care, which is really weird. It's like,
the amount of
going home,
comedians who
guys.
just like, no, I don't drink, and I get 8 hours every night.
And I was like, God, you're so cool, that's amazing. You know?
It's like comedy is no longer the new rock and roll.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's now very,
comedy is
very
the new yoga.
Comedy is the new meditation.
Yeah.
So it is. Great, and in a nutshell, how has your show evolved since you've been up here?
You know what? It arrived fairly fully formed in terms of like the content, but the one thing that has changed a lot is that there's one section of the show that is a lot more free than the rest in terms of the way I can perform it, and that has got more and more crazy and more sort of.
Is that out of the repetition? You're pushing yourself to be able to do a silly every day.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, or it just, I don't know. It's just a kind of instinct thing that erupts during the show, because the rest of it is a bit. Yeah, the rest of it is like quite a tightly done story, and it's like I have to kind of get through the bits on time, you know.
Yes.
Whereas that bit I can like allow myself sort of a few minutes to mess around, and I would quite like to do a bit more of that in future, because that's probably the funniest bit of the show. But yeah. So that bit's changed a fair bit, and then in terms of like, you know, audiences are growing, and that's good.
That's always better to be that way than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you preview it quite a lot to kind of get ready this?
Yeah, I did the Brighton Fringe with a sort of work in progress, the chunk of it, and that was nice. And I did a few in London. Well, I'm from London, and so I previewed it enough, I would say. Yeah.
That's fair enough. And how do you kind of create the comedy as you whilst writing the show? How does it come about? Hardest question to ask the comedian.
So the show is me doing a character comedy version of the Arsene Wenger's career at Arsenal, which I know it doesn't sound very acceptable, but it is. It works. Just. And so that idea came just very fully formed when he kind of when he like left. It just sort of was like, oh, I could do a character comedy version of that. That would be nice. And then thematically that fits in with a load of stuff I was worrying about in my life at the same time anyway.
Oh, so
but then in terms of the actual comedy, I don't know, it always varies, I guess. Sometimes it's literally like 5 a.m, you go, oh my god, it's that, okay, I have to now get out of bed and write this down.
Do you find that when you do that, the things that you inevitably read in the morning make absolutely no sense?
No, I don't know.
That happens to me every time.
Does it?
The amount of times I thought I've written the most perfect joke, and I've read it and been like, that's not even a joke.
I do that, but late at night, generally it's alright. What I have is often I'll be like on the tube, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's great, and I'll get home, and then I'll start writing down, like, who am I all of a sudden, thinking my ideas, oh, come on, and that will be a bad one. But late at night, generally, for some reason, that's
your space where you can make it. That's cool. So what's been like the biggest boost in your comedy career so far?
I don't know. Well, I auditioned for my agent. My agent got me. Well, my previous agent, former agent, got me a audition for Newsjack on BBC, and I got that. So that was really good. And just doing that is really nice because it makes you feel like you're
on the show, writing show,
performing the voices and stuff, and that's really nice. because in with BBC people, I guess. But this is my first show, so there's not that long of time to report on that. I suppose actually the biggest boosts that you get are the other people you meet, because they make you better as a person in order to be able to handle the whole thing and improve the stuff that you do and the way that you approach comedy. And it probably is the other comedians that you meet. So certainly Ken Chang especially. He's a very good friend of mine. He's just we've had endless conversations in the middle of the night about comedy, and it's really those. Probably.
He's a good person to talk about.
Yeah, if you want some wisdom, talk to Ken Chang.
He has a comedy mind on him.
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
Great. And so how did you kind of begin your comedy career?
I wanted to do it when I was at school, and the thing is, I guess this is it. This show is the beginning. I think
you're starting it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess now, as we speak.
But what about the first time you got on stage? What was that?
Oh God, what was that? Well, actually, the first joke that I ever told in my life is detailed in my show, and that was a slightly catastrophic moment. But apart from that, I don't know. There was like a school play, I guess, that I auditioned to be the butler in as a joke, and then the other actors who auditioned, who were like taking it very, very seriously, were actually not very good for the other parts, and then I sort of got slowly promoted through the show until I was one of the main parts. So I guess that maybe
caught the bug.
Yeah, caught the bug.
Great. And what's the plans for the future, either for the show or just comedy?
Well, it'd be nice to do this show in London, because it is about something that is in London. So and we are crying out for more London-centric content in this country, as we all know. I think that bit that I mentioned, the kind of slightly chaotic bit in the show, I'm thinking about that quite a lot. I'm thinking that I want to do more things that lean more into that side of things. So just in terms of what I would want to perform is sort of things that have that kind of energy more, and then from there, the career stuff will hopefully come second. I tend to think that's kind of the best way to do it all, is to focus on making the stuff, and then the plans. So it's not really a plan, it's just sort of like, well, I'm believing in this.
Basically focus on the bit you can take.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm in the same thing. If I can do it, then I'll hold on to it. If it's something else, it will work itself out.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I've been down with this from Raphael Wakefield.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, good to meet you.